harder, faster. Boom, I'm going to the maximum. I'm going to the maximum. I'm going to the maximum.
What's up, everyone? Good morning. It's a beautiful, shiny, rainy morning. I'm glad to be here with all of you. Okay, so let's start off with a bit of intros with everyone. I think most people know Cheska, but I like her talking about herself. So please give an intro, and then we'll go down the line.
Hi, I'm Cheska. I am the founder of Women of Substance NFT, the official NFT of the Philippine Blockchain Week, and also the lead convener for this and why you're here, why it all started.
I'm very grateful.
Hi everyone, I am Lottie B. I'm also the artist of Women of Substance, and some of you may know me from TikTok, and I'm also a full-time director, but right now I am working with these wonderful people.
Hi everyone, I'm Kyle Lanaut. I'm the developer of Women of Substance and project lead of Octoheads. I love content creation and all things Web3 on Twitter every day, and excited to be here. Thank you.
Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Marco Kasich, founder of Fund Life. We're actually a partner of Cheska's Women of Substance NFT project. So here because of Cheska, and our advocacy is promoting Web 1.0 for everyone in the Philippines. So we're really making sure that this wonderful movement can be extended to everyone by giving them access to the internet as a first step.
Awesome. And the topic today is how NFTs change lives. So obviously, Women of Substance has a great backstory on how to do that. Can you give an intro into Women of Substance?
Okay, it all started because of actually when we, during our NAS Academy crypto content creator master course, I found all of these amazing people, 50 of us, and all of them are into NFTs. And I am not into NFTs. And during that time, when I am already a scholar of a lot of things, like scholar for the master course, a scholar for my Airbus rating, and I've been helping charities for like the typhoons here in the Philippines. And I thought of why not make something as an NFT and then incorporate it with charity work and scholarships, because it will change lives like it changed mine. So being a scholar for my Airbus rating, it really helped me in terms of getting into the airline, getting job, and giving people opportunities and inspiration. So it all started there, and I want everyone to know that women can do anything. So it's actually a women project. So.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting, at the time that you created your project, there's a lot of talk around utility and how we're supposed to actually bring something into the Web3 community. Kyle, can you actually give like a little bit of background on that time and how Women of Substance created more utility than most projects?
Well, the nice thing about being a charity organization in Web3 is that everyone's able to see that all on the smart contract, where the funds are going and what we're doing with that. So that would be one of our primary utilities. But also, we were very fortunate to have Women of Substance act as a pass to Philippine Blockchain Week. So that's been very exciting, seeing that part of the integration. And I'm looking forward to building a lot in the time to come.
And with Women of Substance, I mean, their main goal is to support entrepreneurs and help them get past all the hurdles that come with being an entrepreneur and, of course, a woman in the world of business in general. And Lottie, you were hired to be the artist. Can you talk about how you started that?
All right, so just like Cheska, I had no idea how to start all of this. During the first time that they briefed me, they said, oh, you're gonna be drawing around 100 pieces, 200 pieces, 1,000 pieces. And how? How do we do that? But as I was creating per character, I was seeing the substance that we all want to see in the art. So the intention of every piece of NFT is for you to see yourself in each one of them. Or it's not just a pilot, it's not just a doctor. You can see tattoo artists, you can see gamers, you can see house helps, and every single kind of woman that you have in your life, you can find it in our collection. And from every country, you can see all of those women. And at first, I was contemplating on how to represent those women. I was thinking, should I put like flags? But then, how do you see the individuality? So it's trying to incorporate those little pieces of characteristics like red lips, or women with pink lips, or women who don't wear lipstick at all, or just tattoos and hairstyles and hijabs and all of these different things that you can wear that you could associate with culture and representation. It's all in there. And if they didn't push me to create this, I wouldn't have done something this fun and just great.
Yeah, I think as an employee of Women of Substance, you became a woman of substance in the process, which I think is the whole point, right?
Exactly.
And with Fund Life, you've had that for around 5 years, 5+ years, and you've seen the charity work in Web 2. What do you think is the difference versus Web 2 and Web 3 with charity work and now with Women of Substance?
Yeah, and this is a natural sort of partnership for us, because everything that Women of Substance is doing, we're almost working with children. How do you get children into that mindset where they actually can believe in their own dreams? And we've noticed with our work, there's a big drop-off after we finish at 16, 17. They need more champions. So this is an amazing project that I really love and fits in our entire sort of focus at Fund Life. What I've noticed in particular, and the thing that drew me into Web3, is this community aspect, the idea of decentralized development, the idea of giving ownership to the community, giving ownership to the artists, to the projects, which is something that we haven't seen. And I think we talk a lot about decentralization in Web3 and crypto, but we don't talk about it often enough in charity. And I think this is a natural progression for startups in Web3 to really work on these bottom-up decentralized models. With Fund Life, we're 100% run by the community. Everything is owned by the constituents that we support. I'm just the cheerleader here talking about it. And we think, yeah, Web3 is the big equalizer that we just need to push and get into as many people as possible.
Absolutely. And I think there should be a little bit of backstory on this too, because Women of Substance came out of another community too. So Kyle, Cheska, and I were all part of a partnership where we were paid full-time in Ethereum to then become content creators, learn about the blockchain, and then spread awareness for it, and then become full-time workers and entrepreneurs in that same project. And before that, it's a thing in Web3 that you always have a really interesting story before you end up here, because you're in your next evolution of the internet, and that's a very crazy landscape. But what I think is super interesting is with Metaverse, we were all three taught for 3 months straight how to work in Web3, and then we're continuing it now with Women of Substance. Women of Substance is one of the many projects that have come out of that, and it almost feels like an obligation to share that knowledge with other people so that they can also be onboarded into Web3, which is why we're here right now, right? We're on stage teaching you guys about how we did it so that you can do it too. So what do you think is the culture of Web3 in sharing knowledge with others?
Honestly, the real reason that Women of Substance is the official NFT of Philippine Blockchain Week, aside from the utilities that it brings, from the events, etc., it's more of building the community and letting them know that, you know, with this event actually will prove that we want everyone to learn, and we want a lot of people to be onboarded to Web3 space, and there's a lot of opportunities amazing opportunities actually, that will pay you well, number one, and it doesn't matter if you're from anywhere, literally. She's a director, he's an artist, he's from the charities, and I'm actually a pilot, I'm in the aviation industry, so basically it's for everyone. So I want the culture to be more friendly, to be more inclusive, and you know, for other people to know that Web3 is all about love. For me, really, it's collaboration. So you won't succeed in Web3 if you don't collaborate, period.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And Lottie, when it comes to profile picture projects, we just learned about it in the previous talk. I mean, the profile picture project can honestly be as boring as a rock, or it can be as super detailed as a metaverse profile picture project. But what makes the art that you did a little bit different than everyone else in the profile picture space?
Well, to be honest, I see every single project with its own distinct features, but something about our art is, I don't know if you could, why am I pointing at the screen as if it's there? But as you can see in our page, if you could look at Women of Substance on Instagram, you'll notice our backgrounds. It's all different types of backgrounds where it's kind of like a literal representation of your background. So you have your own space that you were from, and that's how I wanted to incorporate that in the art. Is when you see the different background, it's not just a different shade, it's actually like if you're a pilot, you would see the sky in the background, and if you're a cook, you would see how there's like fire elements in the background. So that's what makes it, I think, more special as well, is not just in the people in the photos or in the art itself, but also all of the elements are perfectly curated for your type of personality, and you'll definitely see yourself in all of its art forms.
I'm going to ask you another question. How long did it take you to even create all the art for this project?
Jessica's been so frustrated with me because we started with, I was supposed to do it for like a month, but then it stretched out because there are a lot of details, and I don't want to just create art, just, okay, this looks good. I want to intentionally put details there that actually matter to people and that would actually represent a woman. So yeah, it stretched out to months. It wasn't supposed to just be 1 month to create it.
No, but she's really busy. So I understand. She's a director, so she, sleeps at night and then like just squeezes it in her time. So I understand really, but she's an amazing, amazing artist.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and Kyle, so there's a lot of, you have to get a MetaMask. You have to, of course, develop the back end when it comes to minting an NFT. But I think the hardest part is getting someone to mint it in the easiest way possible so that they don't get hacked, right? But I was looking on the website, and you guys made it pretty simple. And then you also integrated it with Philippines Blockchain Week. Can you explain like the challenges that come with developing an NFT project and minting it?
Absolutely. And to go back to the art and the representation, the strange thing with PFP projects is that it's really focused on the traits and having a lot of traits and having some that are rarer than others. But to represent people and cultures properly without having like a chef's hat and a dancer's dress and an eye patch or whatever strange combinations would come up, there was a lot of quality control that went into the art generation. And a big part of just making sure that it went smoothly for everyone was educating people on how to mint it. So we always reached out to people to let them know, okay, we recommend MetaMask as a Google Chrome browser extension, and these are the safest ways that you can mint or secure coins. But on a global scale, it is a little bit challenging because we'll have people asking how can they buy it on their exchange and what's legal for them. So there is a limit to the advice that we can give as a blanket statement, but we're always there to help people get acquainted with minting and understanding their NFTs better.
And can you also explain the process of when you mint? It's kind of like a gamble, right? Of what you're going to get. But can you explain the assets of, it takes, I brought this up previously, but minting day is probably one of the most stressful days anyone can go through. Can you tell me all the development that goes into the assets and the generators?
Yeah, so originally we were planning on having 8,000 NFTs, and we checked every one of those and generated another set of NFTs just to make sure that all of the art was consistent and quality too. So There is a lot that goes into it, but there are great programs like YouTube series, like Hash Lips online that help people learn about these art generation features. And we actually deployed with Third Web, which was a free software online to allow that to be embedded into the Philippine Blockchain Week website. And it ended up being pretty simple, so I'm happy to promote their service.
And with Fund Life, your goal is to get everyone just to Web 1, right? But you're thinking like 5 steps ahead in getting everyone in Web 3. What do you think the world would look like if everyone had access to Web 3 in general?
It's an exciting vision to have, and I think linking it back to the NFTs, we also see this connection between how can you create more engagement between potentially the owners of Women of Substance and the end beneficiaries, which is going to be mostly young women that we work with. So just to mention the collaboration with Women of Substance, every time you purchase one of their NFTs, a percentage goes to help some of our young women stay in our programs around entrepreneurship. So again, I think this is potentially what Web3 will look like when everyone is connected. There's just so much more symbiosis in terms of the actual connections, where you can really have that. I think someone mentioned it earlier, the traceability, the transparency that you don't have now in the NGO space, because if someone donates to a traditional NGO now, you don't really know where that donation is going. There's no way to track it. And we've seen, unfortunately, in the NGO space, in the crypto space, there's a lot of distrust. There's a lot of statements that are being made and obviously don't always come to fruition. So I think once we get to that stage where everyone has access, it's just going to make it a far more holistic ecosystem where people can connect. So once they purchase the NFT, those Women of Substance will actually be creating Girls of Substance. And then you can create that, also the engagement. If you're the owner of the NFT, you can also be a mentor directly for one of these girls that you're supporting. So that's a vision that I'm super excited about.
And I want to add to that. I think the utilities right now is endless. Like when you purchase one, it's not just about the NFT. The NFT is just a representation, actually. But the utilities that you can put there, like for example, like what you said, like you can mentor a kid, or you can help someone with that NFT. It's just a representation. So don't get the NFTs wrong, because some of them are just art, and that's their purpose. But ours is more of a long-term thing. It's more of like not just the events as well. And I think it's also because of the core values that we have. And I think that's why we're partners, because I think the core values that we have are the same on, helping other people. And I believe that, having this project will make a lot of lives, it will change lives, period. So
Absolutely. And Lottie, there's actually a lot of Filipino artists that are creating PFPs on a daily basis because of Fiverr and because of the global network that comes with it. But what are some tips you would give an artist in the Philippines to make their lives easier when creating a huge, expansive project?
I don't even feel like I'm, what do you call this, qualified to give that advice, because to be honest, no, really, when I started the NFT project, I did not consider myself an artist. So that's what makes this project even more special, because they were able to push me to be something new and different and to create. So in terms of advice, I can't really give anything technical, but what I want to say is that you can create as much art as you want in all different styles, in all different ways, and you just really have to believe in yourself, and also takes it also helps that other people believe in you. So maybe you could be that someone who would believe in another person, and that they'll be able to create something like this. So I think taking part of our art or of our NFT, hopefully it would inspire you, knowing that the artist that didn't have any idea on what to do in the first place. So, and yet here we are, Women of Substance is changing lives. Women of Substance is used to be a utility, to be part of events like this. And I had no idea it was going to be this big when I started it. We had no idea. So just really create, try to learn, watch YouTube, go and ask different artists how they did it, and keep on improving. But get your foot out there and start these projects yourself as well.
And the next question is for both Cheska and Kyle, because if you walk around the conference and you meet anyone from a big company, there's always going to be someone who's a full-time business developer, right? That means they're supposed to find partnerships like this one, right? A match made in heaven. But the hardest part is networking. So Cheska and Kyle, what do you do to make sure that you can network and find partnerships in Web3?
One way that I really enjoy is actually investing in other projects, doing a lot of research, and I will collaborate with projects after becoming a community member. And like if you go into the Discord chats, that's a really valuable place to have candid conversations with the teams. And then at events like this, just going up to people, saying hello, and asking what they do and telling them a little bit about yourself allows for so many amazing connections to happen. So all you have to do is really put yourself out there and don't stay behind that PFP forever.
That's true. And I really did not know that this is going to be this big, honestly. Honestly, it's all started just by going to conferences. Just like you, I'm just one of those people sitting there and listening. And I didn't know it will change lives. It will change my life actually, because seeing other people, like listening to them, learning from them, connecting to people, this is very important because all of my connections actually are now here. And it helped me. It helped the whole event to be a success. And yeah, I just want to thank you all guys for being here. So I don't want to be emotional, but when I see that this event is making your life, you are connected with someone, or you got an investor, or you got somebody, a friend, and a dating. For example, there's a dating event later at 2 p.m. I just want to endorse that. But I mean, it really will change lives. So I'm thankful. I'm just thankful. And you connect, please. That's why you're here. You need to connect with other people, get their numbers. You don't know what will happen. Lottie I just saw her on TikTok. I like her contents. I messaged her. That's it. Kyle, he's my friend from NAS Academy. And Marco, I just saw him also. We just connected on from a friend of a friend. So basically, you don't know who you're gonna encounter. So just talk to those people beside you and everyone. Just connect. That's it.
And Marco, when you teach people how to be entrepreneurs with your charity, I mean, you also must know yourself how important networking is too, but when you created the curriculum for training entrepreneurs how to do that, what was your thought process, and what do you think is the most important thing for them to learn in transitioning over to that?
Yeah, I think it's sometimes the hardest skill to put yourself out there. I think we're taught from a young age that failing is not something that you should seek. And I think in business, anyone that's ever built a business knows that you fail pretty much every day, every time you try something. So I think it's just that mindset of actually feeling like it's okay to fail, reminding young people that, part of life is failing. And that can be the hardest, especially when you're working with these communities, because they already have some sense of inferiority. They come from low socioeconomic backgrounds. So sometimes they just don't feel worthy of opportunity. And I think Lotte mentioned here, she sort of stumbled in here and Cheska gave her the opportunity, and here she is. And I think fundamentally all of us are here because somebody at some point in our lives believed in us. And that's essentially what we need. Believe in somebody, give them an opportunity, and they may surprise you. They really might. And so my advice is just, leave your dignity at the door. When it comes to sort of doing things, just go for it.
Awesome. Now we're going to wrap up, but to close out, Kyle, can you tell everyone where and how they can get involved in both the charity and Women of Substance right now?
So you can get involved with Women of Substance at www.womenofsubstancenft.com. To get everyone together, we're actually using a Telegram group now as opposed to Discord, and that's really just to make it friendly for newcomers. We have a Discord server, and if the Telegram gets too crazy, we'll open that back up again, but for now, that's a great place to get started. As for the charities, I'll have someone else speak.
Yeah, so we have a booth here, so you can check us out. We're here just outside at the end, or you can check out fundlife.org and then just get in touch through the website.
Awesome. Let's give it a hand, everyone. Thank you so much.
Philippine Talks TV. See you next year.